Yo, what's up? I want to talk about my man Cain in the Bible. They don't talk about this in church either. They not allowed to. But they always say that Adam and Eve was the first humans on earth. Now that can be wordplay, but we know that cannot be true. Because if God created man, then that would make man like his son. And Cain and Abel was the grandsons of the Lord. But now, if they are the only ones living, when Cain killed his brother Abel, God exiled him to the land of Nod. And Cain was scared to go into the land of Nod because he feared that the people outside of the garden would kill him. It's described in the book of Genesis 4. So that means that there was life before the Garden of Eden that was going on. Whether it was Anunnaki, Enlil, Enki, whatever the case may be, there was life outside of the garden. So that's why God put a mark on Cain, so it would be known to people outside the garden that this is my grandson. And if you bring harm to him, I will bring harm to your lineage sevenfold. So outside of the garden, the people knew that the Lord was almighty and that he had the power to create and take life. And so they knew not to bring harm to Cain because they knew that they could not defeat the Lord. But they don't talk about that in church. And Cain lived to be like 700 some years old. Now you think, if it was just Adam and Eve, Cain and Abel, and Cain killed Abel, then Cain had a wife and he had a son, and his son was Enoch. So where did the wife come from? How did he find a wife in a place that was barren? There was nobody but the three of them, the mother, the father, and Cain. So it's a lot that's been altered in the Bible. You have to, if you want to get something close, you get the Ethiopian Bible. It has all 88 books. 20 of them was removed from the Catholic Church and, put a little spin on it. So yes, there was life outside the Garden of Eden before Adam and Eve was even created. And that's why in the book of Genesis, it says in the beginning, let us create man in our image, after our likeness. So it was not God, Jesus, and the Holy Spirit, because the Holy Spirit is not there having a conversation. The Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. So you mean the Holy Spirit is standing there with God and Jesus having a full-blown conversation. And if it was Jesus there, then that means Jesus has been reincarnated 2 or 3 times throughout the Bible. He was there in the beginning. Then he disappeared. Next thing you know, he was born in a manger. That's reincarnation. Then he died on the cross. They rolled the tomb back. Boom, Jesus was back again. That's his second reincarnation. But that's not good church business. They not about to talk about all that because people will get confused. They lose hope. You don't want them to lose hope. When they lose hope, they get tight with their wallet. When they get tight with their pocketbook, they want to come up out of there with the same belief that makes them comfortable and sleep at night. So next time you're in church, ask the pastor or the reverend or the imam and say, man, let's talk about the people that was living outside the Garden of Eden before the birth of Cain and Abel.